Hi students, welcome to online lecture series, third year ECE Microwave Engineering, lecture number 13. Welcome to all. So in this today presentation, we are going to discuss about reflex klystron uh, end discussion. In previous video lectures, we crossed all fundamental aspects related to these reflex klystron. So now we are going to watch rest of the things whatever left over up to now. We will cross all the concepts. So generally up to now we know that so up to now what is the optimum transit time. So up to now what is the optimum transit time we found in this reflex klystron represented by time capital T equals to uh, n plus 3 by 4. Clear? So now in this video lecture, so my wish to calculate so what is the electronic admittance? What is the electronic admittance for reflex klystron? So before going to electronic admittance, so we wanted to discuss about this equivalent circuit. So in this presentation on slide, you are watching electronic admittance. For to understanding electronic admittance, here I am representing equivalent circuit for reflex klystron. Equivalent circuit for the reflex klystron. So the equivalent circuit of this reflex klystron consisting load conductance, so that equals to 3 conductance which are in parallel combination. What are the 3 parallel combinations? Here I am representing so number 1 is inductor as well as capacitor. So why? Because in the reflex klystron, these inductor and capacitors are acting as energy storage elements. So the total reflex klystron equivalent circuit may consisting only the sum out of resistors, inductors, and capacitors. So apart from this L comma C, here we placed 3 conductances. So which are here GC, GB, and GL. So these are the 3 individual conductances. Those are be called C for copper loss. So copper loss conductance. B for beam loading conductance. L for load conductances. So these are the 3 individual conductances. Those are be formed as So three conductances: beam loading conductance, copper loss conductance, load conductance. So clear? So for that one, here I am taking three conductances, so which are being parallel combination, and apart with L and C, those are having energy storage elements. So this is the way how to represent equivalent circuit, equivalent circuit for the reflex klystron. So generally, this equivalent circuit is able to know the uh, electronic admittance. Clear? So for that, to evaluate electronic admittance by using the previous circuit, the electronic admittance formula equals to YE equals to, which is main current I2 divided by V2. So that is the formula for the admittance. So individually, we know that I2 and V2 are what are the I2 and V2 output current and voltages particular reflex klystron. So we know that this I2. So we know this I2. So I2 equals to 2 I naught J1 of x e power minus j omega into somewhat of amplifier factor. Similarly, what we know that V2 here, V2 equal to like this. So that's why ratio of this I2 and V2 define as electronic admittance. This is very important phenomena. That's why the ratio of I2 to V2. So that is represented here YE admittance I22 by V2. So what is the I2 here? 2 I naught, V2 equal to that one. So both are be divided V2 by I2 by V2. So here I got the admittance equation. So this is the admittance equation. So from this admittance equation, this admittance equation shows it is a nonlinear function, and that also it is a proportionality to this factor. What is this factor? 2j1 x dash divided by x dash. And what is the x dash? Always this x dash is proportional to the signal voltage. So what is the future for this signal voltage? When the signal voltage is reaches to 0, automatically this factor will approach us to the unity value. So this is the information required to evaluate the oscillations. Similarly, to plot the rectangular plot for further analysis. Clear? So let I move to next slide. So for this initial considerations are taken. So we have to estimate the oscillations at where the requirement is done. So oscillations will be take place when the net conductance is less than 0. So that at that condition we have to maintain our oscillations. So for that one, here I am writing, so y equals to, what is the required condition, g plus, so imaginary term j and beta jb. So this is the real part and imaginary part. Clear? So that's why here I am writing, so the condition required for the oscillation such that total conductance of the cavity circuit should not be greater than the magnitude of the negative real part of this electronic admittance. Then only we are able to get the proper oscillations from the reflex klystron. So this is the required for the oscillations. I think but this electronic admittance information is used to evaluate the number of oscillations. Under that condition, it should not be greater than magnitude of the negative part. So that's why here I am taking the mm, negative real part. So that is the magnitude of the negative real part is always be greater than the G. So again, what is the here G mentioned here? So this is the G. So summation of the beam load conductance and copper cavity loss and load conductance. So that is the information related here. So what is the G here? Summation of all this one. So equivalently called as reciprocal of the shunt resistance RSH. So reciprocal of shunt resistance RH. So this information is required to plot the rectangular plot for this reflex klystron. So this is the equivalent circuit. So that's why here I am mentioning the previous equation that should be again reorganizing in the rectangular form. So that is here y here, taken y here, y equals to jg plus j into beta I. So this is the electronical admittance that shows be in the exponential form. So we required a phase value that should be at pi by 2 when the particular angle is to be meet in 0. Similarly, this rectangular plot for this equation y equal to ge plus jge is a spiral structure at any value of the theta naught, which is be available in the spiral lines. So that is be available for the maintaining of the oscillations. So this spiral nature can be obtained when according to the formula. So according to formula, what we are having. So this is the formula. This is the formula for maintaining the oscillations. So capital N is the mode number indicating in the plot this phenomena that verify the previous analysis part. Clear? For example, for n equal to 1. So for n equal to 1, so what is the answer you are getting here? 3 pi by 2. For n equal to 2, so in this answer, same in this plot. So for n equal to 2, what is the answer? Yes, 7 pi by 2. So n equal to first, n equal to 1, mode number, n equal to 2. Now plot So similarly carried out for n equals to 3. Next iteration n equals to 3. So for n equals to 3, what is the value we are obtaining? Yes, theta naught equals to 11 pi by 2. Clear? Similarly for next iteration, some n equals to 4. So for n equals to 4, what is the value we are obtaining? 15 pi by 2. So this is the 15 pi by 2. So this is a valid. This is the valid reason. So practically the reflex klystron oscillations are be possible for n equals to 3. So by using all this data, let me plot the rectangular plot for y equals to GE plus JBE. So this is the modes. This is the mode for reflex klystron. This is the mode for reflex klystron. So this is the non-oscillation region, and this is the oscillation region. So here we are got 1 3 by 4, 2 3 by 4. Clear? 0 into 3 by 4. At this point, we are getting the oscillations period. So this is the real plot. So JE plus this is the real plot and imaginary terms. So G plus JBE, G minus JBE. Similarly, minus G minus JB. So here we are plotting some positive values G. Similarly for minus JE. Similarly for imaginary term, J equals to likewise, and J equals to like so for each quadrant. So you are having 1 by 4, 1, 2, 3 number of modes here. Similarly, so this is the modes of the reflex klystron implementation. So this picture indicates modes of the reflex klystron. So very important diagram to draw in the end examination modes. So next we move on to, so what are the oscillating modes and output characteristics? So here modes. So what is the mode information? So the output frequency and the output power vary with the changes in the repellar voltage for different modes. So this is the point we have to maintain for mode curves. So suppose in the voltage curves, so oscillations can be obtained only for specific combinations of the anode and repellar voltages. So as we have formula na, capital T equals to n plus 3 by 4. So from that information, here we are establishing some mode curves. So the output frequency and output power both are vary with the changes in the repellar voltage for different modes. We are having n equal to 1, 1 3 by 4, 2 3 by 4, 3 3 by 4. So these modes are represented as mode curves. For mode curves, frequency of oscillations or oscillation frequency is determined by the frequency of the resonance of the output cavity. We have resonant frequency na FR formula. So that this is called as electronic tuning range of the reflex klystron. So therefore another name for reflex frequency modulated oscillator. So this is the information I got from the mode curves. Simply mode curves is a characteristics waveforms that shows the output frequency and output power as well as by changing with the repellar voltages. So finally this is the electronic tuning range for the reflex klystron. Next one, output characteristics. Sometimes voltage characteristics are represented here. So this is the sometimes no, so these are the characteristics, voltage characteristics for the two cavity reflex klystron. So the shaded areas shows here a possible oscillation combinations, and heavy lines which are showing here that are represented by optimum combinations for each value of n equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are called as mode characteristics corresponding to the different voltage characteristics or mode characteristics for the reflect klystron. So this waveforms is simply called operating characteristics, mode characteristics, or voltage characteristics for the reflex klystron. So here we are having the curve, that is repellar voltage versus anode voltage. So the observation point here for n equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, here we are able to draw. These are called different mode for the reflex klystron oscillator. The earlier mode, the larger the output power, which is very great advantage of this reflex klystron. Therefore, voltage required for this reflex klystron should be higher. Therefore, possibility of these low frequencies. So that's why here analysis can be drawn corresponding n equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. That should be yield out. Another one is operating characteristics for the particular thing. So next one is operational characteristics. So operational characteristics are simply power output and frequency characteristics here. So here I am taking the repeller voltage. So here I am taking this amount of the repeller voltage on x-axis and frequency in gigahertz. Suppose repeller voltage here I am taking in volts from 0 to take 100 incremental. So 100, 200, 300, 1000 up to 1000 value. So what is the output to frequency from gigahertz? So 900 gigahertz. So whatever the points here we are drawn, these are called power output characteristics. So this is the power output characteristic. That's why here I mentioned. So the adjustment of the repeller and anode voltages in such a way that the electronic bunching appears exactly at any value of the maximum voltage of the RF signal. So which is necessary for the reflex klystron to do the oscillations. So this is the main important criteria for the operating characteristics. Similarly, the voltage and operating characteristics of the reflex klystron as shown in the previous, that is the repeller and beam voltage combinations are represented by the shadow position. So for a fixed frequency, these diagrams are to be drawn. So from the previous picture, what is the conclusion? The pattern remains same for the another frequencies, but there is a shift in the position of the region because of the variation of the L. So that is the variation of the value n. So what is the conclusion taken from this previous slide? From this slide is nothing but large output power is obtained at the lower modes, which is require very high value of the repeller and beam voltages. Generally, these modes are varied from n equal to 2 or n equal to 3. So these are the two important mode operating characteristics from the reflex klystron. Clear? So this is the important data collected by the reflex klystron observer. So this is the experimental setup diagram. So we have experiment in future semester. So conclusion from this operating characteristics waveform equal to larger output is obtained. So at a lower order modes only we are getting the larger output. So therefore high value of the repellor voltage and beam voltages are required generally. So next another task here I mentioning by the reflex klystron is electronic tuning. So electronic tuning is the one of the parameter here. So this electronic tuning indicates the variation of the output power and frequency. Just how output power is changed by changing the frequency of the repellor. So that is the nature of the variation, output power and frequency. So these both are be variable by adjustment of the referral voltage is called electronic tuning. Very, very important for the short answer. So by when repellor voltage is changed, automatically there is a variations are observed in the output power and frequency by adjusting the proper repellor voltage. That is a task in electronic tuning. So the technique is said to be called electronic tuning in the reflex klystron experiment. So this it is measured by using the some electronic tuning sensitivity. So electronic tuning sensitivity. So sometime this can be determined by considering the slope of the frequency characteristics of the mode. So this is the experimental observation by taking from the waveforms. And this electronic tuning is about 8 megahertz and X band and sub millimeter for the Y band. So here I mentioning from the previous discussion of the power from previous lectures we drawn here. Just we know that electronic tuning. So we know that so VR plus V naught square equal to 8m L square V naught divided by 2 pi n minus pi by 2 square into E omega square. So this equation is already taken from the previous data what we have. So this is called electronic tuning, very important for the end examination. Briefly we discuss about electronic tuning. So the nature of variation of the power and frequency by adjustment of the repellor voltage is called electronic tuning, and it is measured by some mode of electronic tuning sensitivity method, and this can be determined by considering the slope of frequency waveforms of the mode characteristics. And this electronic tuning is varied plus or minus 8 megahertz for sub millimeter frequency band and plus or minus 8 megahertz for X band microwave operation. Generally this electronic tuning can be represented by in the equation form, which is VR minus VR like this, VR plus basically this is the electronic tuning information. So here we are doing somewhat of treatment on electronic tuning. So first VR plus V naught square, so that equal to like this. So now do the this part, this part. So that is equal to here, differentiating the repellor voltage with respect to the omega. So you are able to get from the previous equation dVr by d omega. Already this treatment is completed in previous class. So 8 ml square V naught by E 2 pi n minus pi by 2 square into W by VR plus V naught. So we have the equation from our previous class. So we know that W by VR plus V naught equals to 1 divided by square root of 8 ml square V naught divided by 2 pi n minus pi by 2 square into E into W square. So by solving by simplification all this step 1. So this is equation number 2, equation number 3. So by resolving third equation, so we are able to find this equation. So equation number 4. So we are having omega equal to 2 pi f, omega equal to 2 pi f. So from this one relation, so we are having dVr by df equal to square root of 8 m v naught by e 2 pi lr divided by 2 pi n minus pi by 2. So this is a very important relation for the electronic tuning. So a very important relation for electronic tuning of the reflex klystron. So did the comment taken here? If the Rippler voltage vary, if the Rippler voltage is vary, so by 2%, so frequency will be varied and considerable amount. So this is so so this is the very important relationship. So this is the very important relationship for electronic tuning operation. So by this electronic tuning, we are able to get the proper Rippler voltage variation by a considerable frequency change. So let me focus on mechanical tuning. So in mechanical tuning, effective capacitance and resonant frequency of the klystron changes by changing the width of the cavity. That is the important step we are mentioning in the mechanical tuning. Okay, so resonant frequency of the klystron will be change by change the width of the cavity. So that is the mechanical tuning principle. What is the principle of mechanical tuning? Is nothing but in mechanical tuning, the effective capacitance and the resonant frequencies of the klystron is changes. So another observation taken here, but the output power remains unchanged in spite of these mechanical tuning. That is the speciality of the reflex klystron under mechanical tuning operation. Generally, the frequency varied by 20 megahertz, particular beam, that is frequency of the resonance. Clear? So in the next class, we are talking about this mechanical tuning performances, applications, and problems are there. So we will watch in the next class.